Hey, you're at Steve Morris Engines. I'm Steve Morris. This is the project. We just did that short video and showed you previously, but this is some engine building, testing, and new upcoming development for Dallas Performance. So we've been working with Dallas for actually a couple years now, and finally I've gotten everything all around to where we wanted this to be. So we're doing the engines. So we are for stage 1, 2, 3. So this is our first test mule. The engine's not test mule, this is a customer, but this is our figuring out the entire system of how we are going to quite literally take this intake manifold off, and we literally slide. Then you can see this is all on its own cart that Dallas did for us to match our dyno, and we'll slide literally the headers, the intake manifold, this whole thing off as a stationary unit with this turbo set, the whole turbo setup, intercooler setup. This is all for just testing processes. So what we'll do is this will all stay here, this entire stand, this entire intake manifold, headers, hot side, cold side, everything will stay here along with the cart. And then as we get the next motor done, we put it on the cart, hook everything up, just go whoop, slide it onto it, hook everything all up, test it at different power levels, make sure everything is perfect, make sure everything is right, and can go through any little testing and tuning things also before Dallas ever even gets it into the car, which is going to save them time and money for any kind of miscellaneous little problems you might have. We can find that out here before you have any issues there. Then they can sort things out, the final tune in the car, on the chassis dyno and at the track, and then just making a more streamlined, efficient, and proven out system. So you got a lot of money, a lot of time, effort, and money into making this this deal. So I mean, these turbos and this whole system right here, is good for 2,000 plus area, which you're going to see here in a second, all the way down into the lower boost level. So it's not the exact package that they're going to have on each individual one for stage 1, 2, or 3, and then the bigger kits, but you get the idea. So we can have this universal system that will just plug in, move it over, plug it into any motor that we put on here, can test up to those levels. So we're also then going to be doing the next development stages. Now that we've got this sorted out, we spent the last, Wayne spent 2 weeks here so far of sorting out everything, of building and making all the wiring. The computer uses a Cybex system. I mean, it's a pretty elaborate and a lot of work going on here to make this all happen. But the next steps will also be that we're going to be working on development with them on the next 3,000 plus horsepower stuff with the billet blocks, and we're working on piston and rod combinations with them, crankshafts. They're machining and building the blocks in house, or going through that kind of thing with them. Then we go through the cylinder heads, working on camshafts and the phasers and possibly load profiles, and going to do some works on that. So a lot of stuff going on here. A little bit after the dyno pull, I'll show you the billet blocks that we all have in process for the next builds. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of these things, and we'll show a lot of examples, and possibly do a dyno video on every one of their customers' engines if they like, and if the customer likes, have that dyno video for them. And then we'll show you a lot on the big motor stuff when we start working on the billets. So anyways, I'm going to put the camera down, go out there, and we'll video this thing, and I'll show you. This thing makes some pretty good horsepower, and we have a lot of pulls on this thing, trying to sort things out and figure out little issues here or there. So I think this is really valuable stuff. So anyways, I'm going to set the camera down, and we'll make a dyno pull and take a look at the numbers. let's take a look at the numbers. Let me shut this fan off here. Wayne, you want to shut that fan off? Alright, as you can see, go right to the good part here. 2298 at 9,000 RPM. Kind of flatten out right up there. So we're, Wayne's really ramping in some boost right up through here. We're at, in that 32 PSI range right here at 9,000. But you can see a nice smooth curve all the way through there. Give you some numbers here. And obviously we can manipulate these to do anything that we want or need to do in the car. We've manipulated boost numbers in order to produce a smooth curve for the dyno. But at 5,000, 932 horsepower, 6,000, 1257, 7,000, 1731. Scroll down here. 8,000, 2056, and 9,000 RPM, 2298. Let's go back over here and look at the let's see, boost, barometric pressure, water temp. Go here, our boost. Let me scroll down. I'll show you here. So this is our basic boost curve. 5,500 was 15 psi. So you can see we're ramping it all in, and end up here at 32.19 pounds of boost right there. That just happens to be our barometric pressure for the day. And so anyways, you can see a real nice smooth boost curve through there, and really good power. So we have done a lot of testing and a lot of pulls on this motor with different versions, different boost curves, different tune-ups, everything, learning and figuring out what all is going on. And Wayne right there, say hey Wayne. That's Wayne. Wayne Potts. So he's doing all the tuning on the Cyvex system, and I'm operating dyno and giving the little bit of input that I have, and that's about it. So looking forward to some really good things, and then moving on to continuing to test with that whole package on every engine that we do that is in their smaller stages, up to like the how many horsepower at the tire on that type package, that engine?
That's undisclosed.
Undisclosed, right on. So, but going into the billet stuff that we were working on, let me show you the billet blocks. The pile of stuff over here. There's billet blocks we have in process, and there's another one over on the other side, and then more on the way for different customers. But then we'll be, obviously doing the bigger turbos and working on the higher horsepower yet than this, significantly higher horsepower than what this is. So, anyways, looking forward to this thing and doing a lot more with Dallas Performance and the guys down there and Stephanie. And I'm Steve Morris. Have a great day.